Hello there, my friends. It's Ember here. And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm out here by my reflection pool. Now, there are koi in my reflection pool, and I'm here at the time between time when the fireflies are out, my favorite time of day. Got the candles lit. But the whole thing we're talking about here today is fish symbolisms and meanings. And, I want to let you know that fish are super, super important in our lives. Fish are one of those things that represent a lot of things to a lot of people, and there's a lot of different types of fish, right? So, we're just going to talk about what fish as a whole mean today for symbology, meaning, medicine, for totem spirits, omens, that type of thing, okay? Now, as you see, the koi underneath here, or in the reflection pond, I should say, are just swimming around, loving life. And I love to come out and take a look at it and watch the light reflect off the pool. But to understand what a fish truly symbolizes, you must consider the innermost relationship these creatures have with the water element. You see, water is a well known symbol of the subconscious, purification, healing, and emotions. So, considering this, it's clear that fish symbolism is related to knowledge, transformation, creativity, eternity, and femininity. Now, guys, I can honestly talk about fish all day long because the symbolism of fish has been known to humankind since ancient times, right? But I'm just going to go over some of the highlights here today and why it's so connected to the water element. Psychologically speaking, water is a powerful symbol of the depths of the unconscious. Water also means knowledge and mysteries of the unknown. Ultimately, water is strongly connected to the idea of life, regeneration, and birth. So, what do fish symbolize in this context? Well, fish are a water animal, right? And they're linked to steadfast movement and independence. Fish represent the unconsciousness of higher self, feelings, and motives. It's also a metaphor for deeper awareness and the intelligence and thought process. You see, since water brings life, all the creatures living beneath its surface will symbolize fertility, birth, and rebirth. Fish is no different, and its symbolism is deeply connected to the sacred feminine. The fish's symbolic meaning differs from one culture to another, just like how they will differ from person to person. Okay? Now, I will tell you this. This is a creature that is truly fantastic, and their journey through myth and history is phenomenal. Pretty much every culture worldwide, their fish is there in beautiful legends and stories. Okay? Now, growing up here in the US, I became aware of the Native American symbolism for the fish, right? Because Native American people, they are seriously spiritual, and they've always been connected to nature. And they passed their life experience, history, knowledge, all of it from generation to generation through symbols and signs and stories. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. Now, for some tribes here in the US, the fish had an essential role as the principal source of food, so they revered it as the plain tribes esteemed the buffalo. Many of the ritual ceremonies of the northwestern tribes, the salmon was considered significant medicine. And they were also used as plant animals in some Native American cultures. Among these tribes, it is worth nominating the Creek, the Chickasaw, and the Ho-Chunk that used the fish as well. Their crests were carved on totem poles and depicted salmon, sturgeon, and halibut. Eastern tribes, like the Lenape or the Caddo and the Iroquois, incorporated fish dances into their rituals, while the Hopi had a fish kachina. Now, understand that each tribe had its own symbolism, but it was always associated with prosperity and fortune. You see, fish is also a symbol of fertility. Now, fish is associated with wisdom and in-depth knowledge of nature mysteries as well. But if you go and you switch across the pond, shall we say, they're looking what it means to Eastern symbology, fish is a little bit different. Because they're very, very important in the Eastern symbology for wealth and fortune. And there you're going to see a carp or a koi. Now, I've got koi here behind me in the pond. And I absolutely love them. Because I understand what koi means: abundance, wealth, good fortune, happiness. Did you know in China, koi fish are being offered to newly wedded couples as symbols of fertility, devotion, and a happy marriage? But generally, koi, because they have such a wide range of colors and be quite expensive, they're seen as a symbol of wealth and abundance. The koi fish also speaks of courage and tenacity. Due to their ability to climb rushing streams and waterfalls, they've been also associated with determination. And for the Japanese people, the koi fish resemble a samurai warrior. Now, the spiritual meaning of the fish is evident, since a golden fish pair is one of the Buddha's 8 auspicious signs to a happy life. The symbolism is linked to happiness, as the fish have complete freedom in the movement in the water, as the ones behind me do. Due to the long lifespan, the koi fish also symbolize longevity. Now, in Eastern Indian mythology, the fish symbolism is connected to creation and transformation as well. You see, they have an old legend that speaks of Vishnu turning himself into a fish to save the world from a flood. Fish can even be found in the Christian symbolism. You see, it symbolizes Jesus Christ. The fish sign is a very old one, known as ichthys, an indication of the fish or Jesus fish. The Christians adopted it as a secret symbol. Ichthys means Lesos Christos, Leos Siotur, Jesus Christ, Son of God, the Savior. Because the sign of the fish is older than Christianity and was used by Greeks and Romans as well, the early Jesus followers believed it would not raise suspicions. So the ichthys fish marked the Christians' gathering place in tombs. Now, the Jesus' fish meaning is also related to the Holy Eucharist and its particular significance for Christians. The ichthys fish meaning is also revealed in the Bible. We all know how Jesus multiplied the loaves and the fish and fed thousands to keep them from going hungry. Abundance. So in this case, the symbol of the fish is related to faith, abundance, and most importantly, charity. To understand the spiritual meaning of the fish in the Bible, we must be mindful of the Gospels. Jesus referred to his disciples as fishers of men for a very good reason. You see, in this case, the biblical meaning of the fish is that the man finds himself into an abyss of sin and needs redemption. All things considered, the Catholic fish is a symbol of the Christian religion, truthfully. But enough about them. Let's talk about Celtic symbolism. Oh, near and dear to my own heart, if you haven't guessed by my coloring and persona, hair, I'm not your normal girl. But to understand the meaning behind the fish Celtic symbolism, you really need to dive deep because the old Celtic people, they considered the importance of all living creatures for these folks. Okay? So a common subject in Welsh and Celtic mythology is the animals, and they're linked to fertility and vitality. Fish, especially the salmon in particular, is a symbol of wisdom and can be seen even in the Arthurian legends when Merlin was teaching Arthur. The salmon symbolized is present in the entire Celtic mythology, and it's tied with so much esoteric knowledge and the power to foresee the future, it's not even funny. Now, one of the essential Celtic sacred creatures is the rainbow salmon, and one of the Celtic zodiac signs, and the symbol animal for the hazel tree sign is the fish. According to the ancient Celtic legends, the salmon gained its wisdom by eating hazelnuts, which is another symbol of insect. Now, guys, one of my favorite legends in Irish mythology features the salmon of knowledge. You see, once it was an ordinary salmon, and this magnificent creature, this beautiful fish, ate the hazelnuts that fell into the well of wisdom and gained all of the world's knowledge. Then this fish, who was captured by the poet Finn Ikes and eaten by his servant, Fionn, son of Contal, leader of the famous Fiannan, the Irish folk hero. The salmon transferred all the world's knowledge to the young boy. Later, the great wisdom allowed Fionn to become the leader of Fiannan, which, guys, there are always symbols about fish. Even in Africa, the fish is a big symbol, okay? It's fertility and creativity. It represents a new phase of life. One of the most important myths from the African continent involves Mangala, the creator god. You see, according to the Mande creation myth from southern Mali, Mangala planted Eleusine seeds in the cosmic womb. From these seeds, 2 fish were born, and Mangala sent them into the waters of creation. The 2 fish symbol is potent in Africa, being encountered in ancient Egypt as well. The species of interest usually are tilapia and the Nile perch here, however. Depicted on Egyptian bas-relief since ancient times, the tilapia symbolizes a sunrise due to its beautiful colors. Tilapia was also associated with fertility and protection, and as the females are hiding the babies in their mouth when sensing danger. On the other hand, the Nile perch was associated with the night due to its darker colors. This fierce predator eats even when its own race is in front of him. It'll even eat them if it gets in their way. Therefore, it was seen as a symbol of darkness and destruction. But both fish together create harmony and balance. And both fish follow the boat of the sun, since one represents the day and the other the night. Another vital appearance in Egyptian mythology is the fisherman's symbol, a man capable of catching both fish and mastering the day and night, ultimately can master his destiny. Now, guys, a lot of people dream about fish in a lot of different ways, and I'm not even going to get into that. For that, you can Google this, okay? But let's actually talk about some encounters and omens with the fish now, okay? Fish attract numerous superstitions, let's be clear. Generally, people are very skeptical when it comes to the sea and its creatures. The unknown always scares and frightens people. It's just human nature. However, there is many good omens with fish as there is ominous signs. The prophetic meaning of fish is revealed through dreams, yes. However, fish also represents several other things. We've talked about a few of them already in the different religions and folklores. And it's there in every religion and every culture, inspiring people since before prehistoric times. And it's a constant motif in ancient art. Now, here's the thing. The neo-pagans used the fish to symbolize a woman's womb or vagina. So it's still linked to femininity, sexuality, and birth. When the fish spirit animal appears in your life, it brings a message of hope, and it empowers you to make the right decisions. The fish also bring the power of the water depths. People guided by the fish spirit have tremendous psychic powers and authority. Your spirit guide urges you to make use of these abilities. Fish spirit animals meaning is also linked to emotional healing. Did you know that? That's why whenever you watch fish in a tank or in a pond, it always makes you feel happy. If you're feeling unsatiable, then the fish's spirit guide will show you how to find balance. Sometimes you may find yourself asking, what do the fish really mean? Simply that your spirit animal wants to lead you towards balance and harmony in your life, integration. Your spirit animal might point out that maybe your goals are unrealistic and you should focus on real problems. But maybe you have a flying fish as a totem. And those are different. You see, the flying fish is kind of like the salmon spirit. And it'll appear in your life exactly when you need it most, usually when you feel uneasy and unhappy. Maybe you're facing one of the most challenging struggles in your life, or perhaps you need spiritual improvement. Then the flying fish or the salmon will be there to guide you and lend you some of its traits, the intuition, spirituality, wisdom, or determination. You see, the fish totem allows us to connect to the mysterious water element. To understand the meanings of the fish, we must understand the symbolism of water. Since ancient times, the unknown of the aquatic universe was related to the human subconscious and knowledge. We always might find surprises underneath the water surfaces, just like we find surprises when we go deep and look inside ourselves. The fish animal totem swims into our dreams and into our lives, prompting us to connect to our spiritual side. It's clear that the guides help us through dark times. Remember, fish are here to help you grow and evolve. Your spirit guides instruct you to aim towards bigger goals. No matter how your intuitive fish comes to you, whether in dreams or crosses your path, it will surely give you some of its energy. The totem represents adaptable and intuitive people. You can simulate wealth, you can transfer everything into gold. Very independent. Fish people are often inclined to beat the odds. Now, whenever you find yourself in a situation to change, but you stall, it's time to summon your fish power animal, whatever kind of fish resonates with you. I'm just naming a few here. If the transformation makes little sense to you, call on your inner power animal, and it'll give you the wisdom to understand the reasons for the change. When your life seems to be motionless, the fish energy will give you the strength to move forward. You see, fish medicine will help you amplify your instincts. If you find yourself chained to a toxic person or a bad place, the fish energy will inspire you to seek liberation and move forward. My friends, life is a constant sequence of changes, and if you decide that peace and harmony are your goals, The fish power will remind you to take the necessary steps to fulfill your wishes. It's also a reminder that you can learn something significant from any challenge that you go through. Everything is possible as long as you reconnect to your roots and understand where it is you come from and you be your authentic self. With the help of the fish power animal, you'll better understand and acknowledge this destination. The fish power animal is here to reassure you that the future is bright if you pay attention to the decisions that you make today. Now, I know you're asking, okay, Ember, that's a lot, right? And I see people wearing fish tattoos all the time. Can you boil it down for just the tattoos? And if you're thinking of getting a tattoo, guys, I do highly recommend a fish. You see, fish tattoos are very common among both men and women due to the designs and their bright colors. These tattoos have their origin in the Japanese culture, and the most famous designs representing the koi fish. Remember, we talked about the koi fish earlier, representing prosperity and abundance, immortality, longevity, right? And the meaning and the symbolism of the koi fish tattoo comes from the ancient Japanese legend of how this fish became a dragon. I love this one, so I'm just going to share it with you real quick, right? The symbolism of the tattoo design also depends on the colors, but usually the koi fish is being chosen as a token of determination, perseverance, courage, and family. Many people choose to tattoo two fish, and in this case, the fish sign meaning is related to the Western zodiac, with the Pisces sign to be more specific. However, it's also in regards to balance and union. And a very common tattoo design is the Polynesian fishing hook. The fishing hook symbolism is related to the idea of abundance, prosperity, and union as well. Now, the fish skeleton that's popping up in tattoos usually symbolize meaning is related to biblical loaves and fish parable and, all sorts of weird things. But guys, everybody, however, has a different meaning for their fish, okay? And I'm just going to say a fish skeleton tattoo usually is a reminder not to take things for granted. Things are not what they seem. Fish symbols are widely spread in cultures all over the world. Being a positive omen generally, it was chosen as a symbol of prosperity, good luck, and longevity. It's associated with fertility and femininity. And the fish's meaning is motherhood. If you're Christian, it relates to Jesus Christ and his love. And ultimately, no matter who your spiritual guide is, the fish is love. I hope this helps, guys, why fish are important. Please understand that I love you. Always go with love. Make your life absolutely magical. If you need help, please reach out to me. All my contact information is down below. Make sure that you've liked and subscribed so you do not miss another single episode of Ember's Cauldron, where I share a whole bunch of information with you, as well as facts about my life and messages from Spirit. Have a great day.